What's up, guys? Welcome to Fourth and Average. We are back. We have Cody back with us. We have Prevo. We have me. And yeah,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have a good episode. We do have an announcement, and one of our guests that we were gonna have on today for the NFC East preview will not be with us, but it's okay because he's cool. He will be on probably in a later episode. He really likes talking baseball as well, so we got all summer long to discuss some baseball. So, but I want to go ahead and start us off with a icebreaker trivia thing. So we're just going to do some sports trivia. I'll give you guys 5 questions.
Oh no.
All right,
All right. Is it
and
is it head to head, me and Prevo?
yeah, and here's what we're
Dude.
gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. All right,
Like,
is there a raise your hand type feature on here? React. Let's go to React. So
yeah, there's a raise your hand.
the first, okay, yeah, the first person to raise their hand will answer the question first, and of course, get the point if they are right. If not, the other person gets a chance to steal. So we will go with the first one, and I'm so sorry, Prevo.
I'm gonna get
You're not gonna,
wiped.
you're not going to get this one. What country has played every single soccer World Cup? Just raise.
Hey, you said raise hand. If not, I got it after. Get it, Prevo.
Yeah, go ahead, Prevo.
Brazil.
Yeah,
It
Hey!
is Brazil.
okay, guys. Primo does not get soccer questions
Come
ever.
on!
So Primo's off to a great start.
I say that's already a head start for him.
All right. This is going to be a good one. What team won the first NBA game in 1946? Primo?
Oh wait, it's definitely not a team it's not the same as it is today, is it?
It could be, it could not be. There's been some, I'm not gonna that'll give it away so
The
hard. So it is.
Celtics.
And
Dang.
Cody, chance to steal.
Is it the Kansas City Monarchs?
No, very, very like it's not even close, but very good guess. Like pulling out something. Okay, here we go. All right, put hands down. Here's the hint. Now that both of y'all, it is definitely a team nowadays with the exact same name.
Is it the Knicks, bro?
Did you raise your hand?
I
It
took
is
him out of.
the New York Knicks. So good job. 2-0.
Come
Man,
on.
Cody, we're gonna get to 3-0 here, and it's gonna be a clean sweep, I
Hey, all I'm
think.
saying is I raised my hand first on that first one.
That is,
Instructions were not read correctly.
Yeah, the real hand was raised.
you could have argued even better. You just kind of said, "Go ahead, Prevo." But I think you were confident that Prevo wasn't going to get it.
Yeah,
So
that's
Nah, he,
definitely what it
he
was.
got he
yeah,
got brownie points on that one.
he
Respect.
did. Yeah, yeah. All right. No, we're not going to do that one. That's an easy dub. Hmm.
I feel like Prevo, no matter what you're gonna say for the question, he's going to hit the raise hand button.
I know. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
All right, I will. You know what? I will give you an interesting one for your third. Which is the most stolen base in baseball? Cody.
It's second.
Yep, I know that was it was one of those questions that was like,
Wait,
is
what?
it though?
It
Yeah,
made
like
me like hesitate because
yeah,
I
I
was like,
know.
wait, there's no way it's not. It's like,
It
It's
has
such
to
a
be second.
exactly. That's why I was like, this is an easy. I will give you an easy one. So okay, 2-1, 2-1. Which tennis player is known as the King of Clay? Cody.
Rafael Nadal.
Yes, it is. 2-2. This is it.
It was
Ready?
either going to be him or Djokovic, one of the two. I couldn't remember which one.
Which this is the hard one. All right, 2-2. This is for all the money. Which sport uses a shuttlecock?
yeah, bro. Of
Cody.
course you would know.
It's badminton.
It is badminton.
Yeah, dude. He's
I
probably like,
just
I don't watch
dude,
sports unless they have shuttlecocks.
Cody's got shuttlecocks on the
That's
mind.
that ESPN2 grind with the cornhole. ESPN Ocho, baby.
Not
Yeah,
even gonna lie,
holy
dude.
crap.
Last week I just finally that it's not called a birdie. Literally last week I
Oh,
was
is
like,
that
what
what
is
that is?
yeah,
That's
it's
actually,
not
yeah.
yeah, it's called a
Oh,
shuttlecock. It's not called a birdie that you hit. It's literally called I just like saying the word shuttlecock.
I bet.
So there you go. Prevo is our not our winner. Cody
Yeah,
is.
I
thanks.
was about to say, losing out on the shuttlecock, brother. Sorry.
All right, so that was a good little icebreaker. So any recent news y'all want to talk about? I mean, we got the Devers stuff that Prevo's probably been dying to
Yeah, that's
talk
what I was gonna
about.
say. I think that's hilarious. And
All
I
right,
think it's
Prevo, take it
on
away.
brand. I think it's great. It's
Yeah,
exactly how it should be going right now.
explain what's going on.
So, like, he's got first base mentoring for the Giants. I originally had thought it was practice because when I first read the post, it looked like it was either like practice or a game, but apparently it was just like this formulated mentoring session.
Mm.
And he
Anytime a
just
professional player needs a mentoring session, you probably you probably have a little. That's more
yeah.
like
You got a problem on your
Cal
hands,
Apparently
Ripken
it
Cozy.
or
was like he didn't understand like the fundamentals of like positioning himself on first base. Like that was like what it was supposed to be about.
dude.
And
You know how
then
long like our coaches, especially my dad, would go over like a simple like lead off
I
and
know, I
secondary,
know.
primary and secondary. That's drilled into you in machine pitch, and well, I guess not machine pitch or coach pitch. It's mostly when kid pitch first starts, but
It's once
still.
they're able to start
I mean,
taking
so
like
basically what I'm
leadoffs,
hearing is I'm a better
the
fit
league we
for the
played in.
Giants.
I think we all are. I think we should. This is telling me we all need to just go out. Like you and Cody can just battle over first base, whatever. I don't care. I'll take. I'll just sit up there and be like, "Hey, DH. I'm good.
I got third in the bag now too.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. You'd have to
sir.
try and take that one from me though. It's not gonna happen. So, but it's
No.
fine.
Gotta get that hot
It's fine.
corner.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you can be catcher. It's fine. Your knees can hold up.
Who are the Giants catcher? Who's the Giants catcher right now?
Been a stool.
Yeah, I would need my dad's bucket that he always said, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Y'all got any knee savers back? No? Okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to ask, but no, yeah, Devers, that's an interesting situation. Um it sucks because I actually never it's weird that I never thought Devers was like that. It seemed like this year, I mean, unless I'm wrong, I don't remember hearing any reports coming out from previous years from the Red Sox talking about Devers.
This has
And
all come from Bregman.
you think so?
Yeah, that's what it is. He was like, I'm not playing first for the Red Sox. That's why they got rid of him.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
then
I didn't know that was
apparently
like
he's
I
like,
didn't know Bregman was that big of a. Okay, I never liked Bregman anyway, especially from the Nationals
well, I mean,
World Series.
if I had a portable son, I'd drop it over Houston. So I don't,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
If yeah, exactly. So you can go talk to
if
Trump
everyone
about
on
that
earth
one.
likes the Astros, I'm dead.
Said if anyone has a portable sun, sponsors, please.
Nobody, dude, nobody likes the Astros. Like all the new fans
Except for
are
trash cans. I think trash cans
trash cans
like the
like them.
Astros.
Trash cans really like them.
Mhm.
Yep.
But other than that, Nationals, I guess I'll talk about that real quick with the firing of manager and GM. It sucks because I know we haven't had the best seasons, in the past since World Series, or since basically 2020 because Juan Soto should have won MVP, but he missed literally 3 games of eligibility to win MVP that year. But we I like Davey. Davey's a good locker room guy, and I think the young players on the team were thriving around Davey in the locker room. I'm really worried about how that's going to happen and what this new owner is going to want to do with all the talent that we do have coming up. That's going to make us good in the next 2 years. I would even say next year, if everything continues going the way it is, next year should be like we're could make a run at a wild card or something. But all that to say, my biggest concern is firing Rizzo. I think Mike is one of the best, if not the best GM for talent. And I think he at least tries and makes competitive offers, and he had his hands tied the entire time by Nats ownership with the Juan Soto, with Bryce Harper. Literally, Mike wanted to offer him more than what, say, the Phillies were offering Bryce, and which I don't think that's a whole separate situation. I don't think Bryce was ever going to come back here for whatever type of money it was. But then Juan Soto was willing to come back, and we just couldn't reach a deal, so we traded him. So all that to say, I guess as new ownership, you can't have the old GM make that pick, so with the draft coming up.
The
And
draft was actually tonight.
yes, it is. Yeah, actually. So with the draft has finished, so the oh, here
Drafted
we go.
a shortstop out of high school, Eli Willits.
Let's go, dude. Yeah,
See, I already kind of, you know
Eli's
what?
do good on the Braves.
Yeah, but I don't know. Holiday was there. It was kind of, I don't know.
No,
I
he was always destined to go to the Rockies.
I know, I
I
know.
don't even care about him.
Well, I feel like Braves fans just don't care about baseball right now. I think Braves
Yeah,
fans
yeah, fair
are.
Yeah.
enough.
I was gonna say I'll let y'all two speak on
We just
that.
got the All-Star weekend. That's about it.
The funny thing is, you have two fan bases. One where it's like, oh, we have almost similar records. One, I'm like so excited about the future. We're playing
Yeah.
good. James Wood looks like he'll be the face of the league in 2 years, and he's just a monster. And sorry if you can hear my kids screaming, especially the feral toddler. He's really tired. So, but all we're just it's like I'm super happy. The Braves fans are like, this is the worst season of all time. I hate this season. Like this is
Mhm.
terrible. And I think it's mostly because the Braves have been so good for so long and y'all won a World Series in 2021.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. That's baseball talk though. We'll have more baseball talk when it gets I don't know. It's the doldrums of the sports calendar, dude. It's like the NBA
We got
finals have been
NBA
on.
Summer League on right now, if y'all are watching that.
I don't know about that.
Um,
Nope.
I barely even
nope.
watch NBA games,
Club
dude.
World Cup just finished for
I'd
soccer,
rather
so
I
watch
it's like
did.
they're saying it's like
cornhole.
exactly we're tuning into ESPN2 in our off time.
Yep, yeah. So it's a lot of ESPN2, ESPN the Ocho, so some other
You guys
stuff.
ever
But
seen the one wheel racing?
the one wheel racing, what is
One
that?
wheel downhill races?
What is? Did you see they have? Speaking real quick, they have Mario Kart in like real life Mario Kart
I know what you're
in the
talking about.
Philippines or
Where
whatever,
the people like
Yes,
slam
I
into the
have seen
walls.
that. Yes,
dude. Like you could
it is
die.
brutal.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! Like,
Dude,
dude,
we should go.
they're in like these plastic. Like it's almost like if I took the roof off my kid's little Tyke's red car, the classic red car with the yellow roof. It's like if I just took off the yellow roof and sat in there. That's what they're racing down these freaking mountains and slamming into
And all they have is just
trees.
a little handbrake.
And like the barriers aren't even like plastic
I
or
saw someone
tires or
fly
anything or
off.
foam. Like they're like straight up concrete or metal and they're just slamming into trees that are in the middle of the road and stuff. I'm like, dude, this is I would do it. I would do it. But
100%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna die, but that's fine. I mean, Mario Kart once, right? So that was that reminded me of the one hill, the one wheel downhill racing or whatever. What is that? Do you just
Oh,
do you
it's
just
literally it's like these people and they have like all of their little pads on and they just get on a one wheel and they go like down a mountain bike track.
Interesting. Have you seen the cheese wheel race where somebody
Yeah.
Yes,
launches a
I love the
cheese?
cheese wheel race.
You
That
see
is a
that? Did you
classic.
see this year's where that
Yeah,
guy
dude.
almost like
Yeah,
died?
he just got to it.
He
Dude, yeah.
so
Yeah,
bad.
dude.
It's so bad. Sorry to Sorry, it's not like you're watching anyway.
Yeah, bro, we hope you've
One of our
recovered.
biggest fans to a Tonga Vailoa.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about the Cheeseville guy. Yeah, respect for Tua as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Whoever the cheese wheel guy is, that's your fault. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah. Didn't that chick from NC State win it like 2 times in a row though?
probably NC State people are weird.
I'm pretty sure she did.
I don't know any NC State people, but Pirates. Anyway,
Arg.
I think it's about time. Let's see. It's probably about time to get into what are we talking about today? The NFC East.
The Giants.
Oh, you want to talk about the Giants? I wonder why. It's because they are dead last to pick to be, um,
The divisional winners. I'm pretty
yeah, I
sure
was going
they
to
are
say it's
tied
pretty bad.
with the Browns for the worst odds in the NFL this upcoming
It's pretty
season.
Let's
bad.
go.
It's a big. We'll reveal the jump when we get to the third. They have finishing in third, but they have a plus 2,500. Plus 2,500 to win the division. Just to win the division.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Win totals at 5.5. So
Oh my
Not
God,
not a
dude.
lot
I
of
didn't
hope
know it
for
was
this
this
team
bad.
going into this season.
I
I
think
will say though, it literally is only up from here, I feel like. This is one of the
I
teams where it feels like last year the bar was so
It's
low.
up or relegation to the UFL. Like, I don't know what else you can do.
correct. Yeah, I agree. And I think I will say one thing. I think they did get better in their quarterback room because Daniel Jones is terrible. Um Drew Lock, I respect Drew Lock because of his personality and
Not
he is
because
kind
of
of
an
like
NFL quarterback.
I- he's made he played like he did at Missouri, dude. Like he just made big throws every so often to keep his job long enough in Denver and
But
see it through and stuff when he did
let's
get
just
it.
alternate universe this really quick. We are one Drew Lock top 10 EPA performance of all time away from having Shador Sanders as a starting quarterback
Good
in
doer.
New
Mm,
York week 1. It is because of that game for Drew Lock
yeah,
that the Giants ended up having to move down in the draft.
yeah, that's
Oh,
actually a really good point. Really good
wow.
point. And that was a weak quarterback class besides the top two picks. So,
So we're literally one game away from Shador either going first overall or in the 5th round, it feels like.
oh, as far I see what you're saying. As far
Yeah.
as yeah. I mean, what do we want to talk about that quarterback room though? It seems really really packed in there as far as who they got. They got three
It
guys that I
is
could see being
for
the number
sure.
one. I mean, Prevo, you know who they are, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I think going into the year, Russell Wilson is the presumed starter. I'm going to
I
be
think they
honest.
should start Jameis Winston. That's
I
just
think
me.
Jameis would be by far the most fun and the most helpful to fantasy whenever it comes to someone like Malik Neighbors.
Oh man, yeah, having Jameis
Like he
start
would
and
just
then
be getting
drafting Malik
absolutely
Neighbors.
peppered.
Dude, we
Dude,
talked
Targets.
about this last season, like in this house all the time, because we're huge Jameis Winston fans,
I love him. I love
and
that man.
but when you see him play football, and you know he's faithful, when he throws a
He's
ball,
consistent too.
when he throws a ball more than 25 yards, I think he believes a little too much in God.
I
Like,
think I think he acts like God is like always like, don't worry, Jameis. Like
It's on
God's
yeah,
like
my side.
interested in like,
it's like
yeah,
he
like
whispers in his ear, throw it to the end zone.
it's like the coach talking, the
Jerry
coach is
Judy's down
talking
there
to him.
somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
The coach is talking to him in his helmet, and he's like, okay, God. And they're like, the players are like,
And then he walks off the
does
field
this man
post
think
game. He's
he's
like,
talking?
if
It's
God,
the evil
hey,
Kermit in the corner,
Yeah.
but it's just Patrick
Damn
Surtain.
it.
if he wanted us to win, he wouldn't have been in triple coverage down there. That's all I gotta
I
say.
That's a good point. Yeah, God didn't want us to win that one. Yeah, no, Jameis is he's good for targets to Malik Neighbors. Russell should start. Jameis should be two for the year, and Dart doesn't play. And it's not because that's just that's my take on it. And it's not because Dart is going to be a bust or anything. I actually think he's going to overperform a lot of the quarterbacks that were drafted in this draft class because of the intangibles and the physical size of this man. You can just, I mean, he could, if you even teach him half of it, like when Cam Newton came in, he didn't know how to read a football field. They had to break it down. Like, we're only going to run plays going to the left so you can focus on reading the left side of the field. And then once he got that down, they introduced the right side of the field and they put it all together.
Ole Miss
It
is pro
almost,
style though, no? Is it?
well, that,
They're primarily air raid, and the main
Oh,
thing I
okay.
feel like that Jackson Dart is going to have to adjust to with the NFL is being able to read NFL offensive
Yeah, because I
playbooks.
know they're
His
not like
offense was
I
so
know they're not like
simplified.
QB commander, which I guess that is pro style. So I
Yeah,
already
I
well,
don't know
and
if you guys have
that's
seen the QB camp video with John Gruden. Well, he asks
the
Jackson Dart.
silent
He
count,
said,
the
"Yeah, what's your snap count?" And all he does is,
yeah.
and he said,
and
"No, what's your
Gruden
snap
was,
count?"
yeah,
And he
Gruden was
just claps
confused.
again.
Yeah, he was like, "Are you kidding me?" It's because Lane Kiffin just absolutely like he just makes it so simple to where defenses are almost confused. Like it's just two people are running verts and then other people are crossing and then
Yeah,
there might be like a screen hidden somewhere. Like it's very basic offense, but it works at the college level. And that's kind of why I brought up the Cam Newton stuff was because it's like he needs to sit behind two guys, I think, to learn. And if I just hope Russ doesn't go down and then they're throwing in Dart. I think they need to do everything they can to either put him in situations where he's going into the game where the Giants are either way up or way down, which is going to be way down at certain points. But like I just don't want him. I want it to be like he's going in because there's not a chance of them either winning or losing this game. And he doesn't have pressure and he can read the field. And that's how I think he gets better. But if he's going in because Russ got injured and he has to now play 3-4 games, I think people like just the way New York media is, the way Giants fans are, they're going to quickly lose faith in this kid. And I hope
Oh yeah, he
that
has to be
doesn't happen.
perfect for them.
Yeah, which is
yeah,
why I don't think he should see the field at
Yeah,
all.
I agree with that
I
for
100%
sure.
agree.
Yeah, but I don't know. Other than that, I think Adoree Jackson biggest loss for the Giants as far as players that when healthy can actually.
That's at
Uh,
least an athletic corner on the outside that is able
yeah,
to hold a spot down.
but we're talking about like they're not like that's the biggest loss the Giants had. So it's like, and he's on the downside of his career. Not that he's bad. He's older. He's got a couple injuries. Some bigger ones, some that are still lingering. But I don't know. I always liked him on the outside, and then
I feel like picking up Javon Holland in the offseason was a big pickup for them on the back end.
big
They
time.
were missing that kind of signal caller back there once they lost Xavier McKinney.
Yeah,
So I feel like that's a good young person going forward that they can build a defense around, as well as Mr. Abdul Carter,
that
the
was
number
yeah,
4 overall pick.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people were introduced to him in the college football playoff. He's been basically that dominant all year.
The thing
Uh,
is, though, he was playing with one arm in the
exactly.
college
He
football
injured his
playoff.
shoulder going into it, and that game against SMU, he was basically a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, with a like, what was it? Did he separate? He like that was the biggest lightning strike I've ever heard in my life. Holy cow! It shook the floor. Like I thought the house was like I thought we were dying. Sorry guys.
So
Oh,
you're in
that
space, so that's a black hole.
that's true. Yeah, I should probably get out of here. But um, no, Abdul Carter. What do you have? Like a torn something? He had something torn in his shoulder, maybe a high grade sprain, and he would come off the field shoulder dangling, only lifting one arm, and then go back on the field and just maul people. Like he would have been the number one overall pick in any other draft. I just think it, and as drafts go, it depends on team needs. It's just
It's just
that's a
unfortunate that
guy.
the number one team needed a quarterback this year.
Correct. And yeah, so which Cam Ward, hopefully that works out too, but we'll get that to that in the AFC. But yeah, Abdul Carter, big pickup. Then they were able to come back in, get Jackson Dart. What do you think about Cam Scatterbo? I
I think he's a good compliment to Tracy because
Yes.
Tyron Tracy was more of the receiving back coming
yeah,
out of, I think it was Tulane, if I remember correctly. While Cam Scatabo will literally carry grown men on his back to try and get his team to the win. So he'll be more of the downhill runner, I feel
and
like.
I think that absolutely is a strong suit. What I do like about Cam Scatterbo though is that was the same type of narrative going into that college football playoff game for Arizona State. And the amount of all-purpose yards that he got just from like the defense was like all they can do is run it up the middle, and all of a sudden they came out in the second half and was like quick screen. Like the Big 12 championship was kind of like that as well, where it's like all of a sudden he was getting now they aren't routes. It's not stuff that Tracy can do out of the backfield and actually run a cleaner route than a lot of other running backs and stuff like that. But I think Scatabo being able to come in, running up the middle, and then do a nice little like slip screen, where it's just like he just kind of fades
He
over
has
by
his
the
lead
line. He can
blockers
catch,
and then he's just downhill running.
yeah,
Yep.
something simple like that. He has good enough hands to catch like a very soft, like here you go take it, and he will take. And I think it's going to be that's going to be so important to have Scatabo and Tracy when Dart starts next year because that's my I think that's what's going to happen. Dart's going to be the starter next year. I think he's going to show some stuff in camp that they're going to be excited about, and then coming in and being it's kind of like what we did with Bryce having a strong running back, Chuba, and doing play action stuff. That's how young quarterbacks learn. You need to like young quarterbacks need help from coaching game plans and coach calls to get linebackers to bite, to get safeties to come up, to get safeties to drop. Like they need help until they can figure that out
Mhm.
themselves and be like Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, any of the greats that could just walk up to the line of scrimmage like I know exactly what's going to get this defense.
For sure.
So, but yeah, I think the Giants are interesting. For the fact of I think they're in the same situation as the Bears were last year, but in a slightly different quarterback situation to where it's like they just last year the Giants were not exciting. They're exciting this year. I think it's not in a good like not in they're going to be good way, but it's like they're not going to be awful to watch on
I
TV.
agree. I agree. I
I,
think it's
I
gonna
would
be
love
fun
to
to
be a
watch.
fly in the room of that quarterback room
Yeah,
with Jackson Dart coming out of Ole Miss. The last person there was Eli Manning. He literally hired a beer guy that traveled with him to away games for the Giants.
correct. It's so amazing.
And then
It's
you
an
have
amazing story.
Jameis Winston with the best pregame speeches I have ever seen in my life. And then the bot himself, Russell Wilson. They need to do quarterback season 3 solely on this quarterback
They
room.
do.
Dude,
I
I wouldn't
think
be
so.
surprised if they brought in Jameis Winston just to like just
He's
to
the
be
vibes. He's the vibes.
Jackson Dart's like shrink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
what?
then
Bring me your problems, kid.
He's the translator for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He speaks
Dude,
Jackson Dart.
I'm also reading. I'm reading your notes right now.
What do we think though? Over under 5.5.
5.5 such. I hate that number. I hate 5.5
It,
as a
it just
number.
sucks because it's again kind of similar to
Well,
the NFC South, like we had talked about in the previous episodes. You have to play the other teams in your division 6 times.
Right.
the
So
NFC East is going to kill them.
I mean I want to say under to be honest, and not that I don't have hope. I don't have hope for the Giants next
I could
year,
see it
but for
being
this
five.
year,
5 is reasonable.
I know, and that's an under. And I think
yeah,
5 is a good. It's just so here we go. All right. Well, let's list them off. Giants, Commanders. 0 0 and 1. Giants, Cowboys. 0 and 2.
yeah.
Chiefs, Giants. 0 and 3. Chargers, Giants. 0 and 4. Giants, Saints.
Stop.
Sunday Night Football.
1 and 4. 1 and 4. Eagles, Giants. 2 and 5. 1 and 5. Giants, Broncos. 1 and 6.
Prevo's
Giants,
not
Eagles.
ready
1
for
and
that Tyler Shuck
7.
Spencer Rattler quarterback battle.
I don't know.
Bro, they're
They
gonna go
might be.
crazy, bro. We're just gonna put them on both at the field, both on the field at the same time.
For
I
some
think
reason,
We're just
Week
gonna keep
18, Jake
Kamara on the
Jake
bench so he
Han-
doesn't get
Jake
hurt this
Haener's going to
year.
be there.
I will say this: the Giants do not have an easy schedule. It's bad. I'm just gonna. I'm not even gonna tell you like wins and
They
losses. I'm
probably
just
still have
gonna
a
tell you.
prime
I'm just
time
gonna
game.
go through and tell them they do for some reason. Sunday Night Football, I think, against the Chiefs. Why do I want to watch that?
Is it in
And
New
then they have
York?
a Monday Night Football, Eagles Giants. That one makes more sense because it's NFC East. And then another one, Giants Patriots. Okay,
I
so here we
hate the
go.
Cowboys.
We got Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Chargers, Saints, Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, 49ers, Bears, Packers, Lions, Patriots, Commanders,
What?
Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys.
So you think the only game they win is against the Saints?
They might win like 3 games, dude. Like they might
I
steal
think
a
they beat
third.
the Cowboys once. I think they
I,
take the
I
They
could.
Cowboys
they
out
I
they
was going to
early.
say I could see
usually
the Cowboys could be a flip.
they usually do. That could get
Honestly,
them there.
actually, I misspoke. I see them losing the game at home to the Cowboys and beating them in Dallas.
That's usually I feel like how it
That's
happens,
usually how it goes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it happens with like I feel like the Falcons games as well and the Bucks games for us. So we never we don't win any of them recently, but in the past. So, but yeah, no, the Giants under bold prediction. I was reading that, Cody. You want to take that one?
Yeah, so I mean, kind of like we've been talking about this whole time, the Giants don't really seem like they're an organization that really has any true direction
Hard
going
Knock shows
forward.
up.
So my bold prediction going into this year is that they actually do have no idea what they want and what they're doing. They will fire both their GM, Joe Shane, and head coach Brian Dable by the end of the year.
Kind of like Dable. It's something about his personality. It's not like I understand.
It's one of the
Also
things
he
not all head coaches are meant to be head coaches.
well, and not only that, how good is the hand that he was dealt with the Giants? You know what I'm trying to say? He had Daniel Jones to try, and we've known Daniel Jones is not even before he got the fat contract. He was not a good quarterback. So it's like it's one of those situations where I hope it's the opposite of Gase, to where it's like, well, Gase, never really no, Gase was bad. I hope it's like, well, I mean, maybe it takes him going back and being a defensive coordinator or some type of assistant to the head coach at another team, and then he gets another head coaching job, and then he's good at being a head coach, and maybe he is good. It's just again the team and New York media sucks, and that's a really crappy head coaching job to get when a team's bad. But also, if a head coaching job is open, why is it open? It's not a good team. So it's
Totally.
kind of like you get what you get. So and you don't pitch fit.
Thanks.
So, but all right, next one, and this is where we will. So we were at 2,500, right,
Yeah.
for odds for the Giants, and in third place by FanDuel with plus 550 odds. That
I don't
is
think the
a
gap's big. I think the gap's too big.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
so over under 7.5. I'll let you take. I want Prevo to go where he
I
was
say
going with
preview
that
you
because
start,
that
yeah.
was
I
yeah.
would just happily say under. I mean, the Cowboys always find a way to like not
You think
do
this is when
anything that they need to
the
do.
Cowboys finally just go to die? Finally, like this version of the Cowboys is finally put to
What
rest
what are they
this
gonna
season?
do with like Miles Sanders or Javante Williams, bro?
They're trying to Kansas City Chiefs the
They are.
backfield.
That's what they're trying. I was about to say. That's exactly what they're trying to
But
I
the
do.
traded for
difference is
Javante Williams in fantasy last year. He got like 6 yards for the rest of the season.
And then you
that was
got
a you
George.
problem.
You got a head case with George Pickens, dude, coming into that locker room.
What else we got on here?
It's like I don't know. The Cowboys just make me so angry because obviously I hate the Cowboys, just like anybody else who's a fan of any other football team in the NFL.
Yeah, I just don't.
But it's like,
Oh, so you like it? You like Dak this season? I see that.
Yeah, okay, we'll go into
hold
that.
on, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Well,
go
we'll go
ahead,
into
yeah.
that. So, I mean, of course, like one of the big losses for the Cowboys going in this year, I feel like is Mike McCarthy, the former head coach. They bring in Brian Schottenheimer as well as Matt Eberflus to handle the defense. Um, they lost to Marcus Lawrence to Seattle. That was a good tone setter on the edge, as well as Jordan Lewis. That was a good nickel corner, leaving them to go to Jacksonville. Rico Dowdle signed with us in Carolina. Um, and then they were able to bring in Dante Fowler Jr. He was just with Washington. He was in Dallas before, so he's familiar with the system. Kenneth Murray is a linebacker, Kyer Elam corner. All these are essentially first round busts, by the way, that Jerry Jones just knows the name of. Um, and then, as we had mentioned, the running backs, Javante Williams and Miles Sanders, is leading the charge in the backfield. And of course, the big one is George Pickens on the outside.
I like the way Miles ended his tenure with the Panthers. It was yeah, he was
It's
a little.
week 18. You liked Miles Sanders in week 18. Let's just be honest.
I know as far not like
As a
that,
Panthers fan,
not in performance wise, more like yeah, it sucks. He couldn't hold back some of the emotion, but I mean, he's like yeah, obviously, like he wanted the ball more. If he's confident, good. I hope he. What I'm trying to say is he left in a good enough fashion, and we didn't resign him, obviously, but like he was kind of mutual with it, and he left in a way to where it's like I know what he was like on the Eagles. Was a lot of it the offensive line and the yeah, yeah, but I hope, and not saying he will, because see, Dallas's line is also in disarray because they've had two people retire in the last two seasons, and they got to figure out how to replace them, and they haven't really started replacing them yet. Um,
well, they actually
so
just started with this year's first round pick,
that is
the new
true.
guard Tyler Booker. They're bringing
That's
him in,
true. That's true. And usually rookie guards.
so he's gonna
Dallas
have
knows how to pick
to.
guards. Let's just say that. I will
Yeah,
say Dallas knows how to pick linemen. So I hope it's a better situation for him. I mean, heck, the Panthers had a really freaking good offensive line this year, and he's still. So
yeah.
it's kind of like is he? But I hope he does. Do you think we'll do this? Where do you rank Dak in the 32 starting quarterbacks? And we won't even I won't even. We'll even say like 30 because I'm not going to count Cam Ward. I don't think you can rate rookies. If you do, I think they all deserve to go last. I think if you're going to do a power ranking of quarterbacks and you want to put a rookie in there that has no talent, put him at 32.
Are
Because
you looking at this from a fantasy perspective, or I'm running an NFL
I'm
franchise
I'm
perspective?
talking about franchise, or you are in charge of literally power ranking quarterbacks for Bleacher Report, ESPN, name it. You're in charge of. You're an analyst, is what I will say, and you are ranking quarterbacks in the NFL, starting quarterbacks.
If you give me a full 17 game season with Dak as a healthy starter, I think he is a top 10 quarterback in the league personally.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree because it's like my thing is a whole season he doesn't even pull together two games in a row
I was
where
gonna go
he's
like
actually
24.
I was gonna go like 20 or 21. Like
Yeah,
that
like
just sounded right.
I'm confident with
Here's
him in the
here's my thing.
20s.
All right, top five. Ready? Josh
Okay.
Allen. No, like I'm just gonna name them like in kind of an order, but that are like obviously this would be my top five to top 10. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Um, I would even again, this is kind of when it gets like I'm just going to start naming names that I think that are better than Dak, and then that's where Dak ends up. I think Herbert, does he have something to prove? Yeah. I think Herbert, though, now that he has Harbaugh, absolutely. And actually, they got receivers now, which helps.
Baker
That
Mayfield's better than Dak Prescott.
Baker Mayfield absolutely is better than Dak Prescott. Um, Tyler Sh-
Come on! Jalen Hurts is better than
um,
Dak Prescott.
Jalen Hurts, I think.
Daniel Jones is better than Dak. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
Is Trevor Lawrence better than Dak
No,
Prescott?
I would
No, I
not
don't
put
think
Trevor.
so either.
I would not put Trevor Lawrence. I would say when I'm at 7 personally, trying to go through each NFL. I think Jaden Daniels. I think
Bo Nix.
I still can't. There's a name I would put before him.
Bruh.
There's a name I
I
would
like Bo
definitely
Nix
put.
though. Like
I
I'm
like
gonna
Bo
say
Like
Nix.
Bo
I
I
like
Nix.
feel
Bo
like
Nix.
there's like all of them so far that you have said, I can see a world where I feel like for me there's tiers. I feel like quarterbacks are
Absolutely.
more in
I think
tiers than
that's a
rankings.
better way to actually rank quarterbacks in my opinion,
So I
which
feel
we
like
can do
in
a full
yeah, we'll do that later on. But
like a full tier, yeah. But
I've
that's
seen Dak at
a
his healthiest. We were considering Baker last season as a potential outside MVP candidate.
Yeah.
That was literally Dak in 2023 at 69.5% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and single digit interceptions.
I don't know what it is that's like keeping him from going. And I hope
No,
honestly
he
like if
hasn't
they
had a running game in the past 4 years since
and I
Zeke has
don't think
gone
he's got it
downhill.
now though either. I
yeah,
don't
Exactly.
he
So
still doesn't
that's,
have
but the
enough time.
only difference is that you had Mike McCarthy, who was so established with the run game whenever he was coming back from Green or whenever he was leaving Green Bay towards that part with Aaron Rodgers, that he just used that same mentality with Dak in Dallas. But I feel like Schottenheimer, there is a chance that he could
Well,
potentially use it.
also Green Bay knew how to like plug and play running back, so Dallas has no clue what they're doing. Like that's the other thing. Like that, like McCarthy was basically the Green Bay Packers when he was there. McCarthy has all the Jones family, including like the great granddaughters of Jerry Jones, to answer to before he can make a move. So it's like I don't know. That's what holds. Maybe it's less of a Dak thing, and maybe it's more of just a Jones
Yeah,
family
I
thing.
do.
Because
Because like Cody just said, I mean, Dak has showed things that you just can't deny. Like you just
I
can't deny that
know.
he can do.
But then he goes out. This is my point. 1 week, like literally, okay, week one goes out 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
Great game. Like I'll even give him 300 to make it 300 yards. Had some easy quick screens at the end to run out some time or whatever. Week two, 210 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Like it's like what are we doing? And it's like they go from play like week one the Bears, week two the Patriots. Like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like these are two like. And I'm talking about I'm trying to give them the credit. Like maybe it's like because then you go back and you look at these games and it's like a lot of the games though. Look at Dallas's schedule that year and how the teams ended up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They were a little easier. Not saying it was the easiest in the league.
Yeah.
It's like these teams just did not perform up to standards, and Dallas would take advantage of that with Dak. It's like, oh, Dak's actually having a good day, or these guys are injured right now. So I feel like some of the games where he comes in, it's like it's definitely favorable, but that's a good thing. That's what quarterbacks are supposed to do. Oh, they're having a bad season, or their number one cornerback and their free safety is out, their starters, so let's just attack the pass game. And he succeeds when he does that, which is a good thing. It'd be a problem if he was being like Daniel Jones, and even whenever they went up against these teams, he still sucked. That would be a problem. So I
Yeah.
guess
For the record,
maybe
I'm not picking them to do like insanely well. This is just more of if they are to win the division, what would it essentially be on the back of? And I feel
it
like it
would
would be on the back of Dak going back to
it
that
would have to
MVP
be.
caliber
Yeah.
season that
Yeah.
we had him at two
Yeah.
years ago with
It would
Pickens
have
on
to
the
be.
outside and CD Lamb
I
being
will
able to
say,
work his
and
way through the
just to
middle.
put a note, I know this is obvious when you bring in a wide receiver like George Pickens and you have CeeDee Lamb. This is not a monumental thought I'm having, but in the world of fantasy, I do think we're going to see an increase in production from CeeDee Lamb. Like Cooks was
He
not a
was
big
he
enough
was all
distraction from him
well.
to.
CD Lamb's already doing like that's why he's proven to wear the 88 for Dallas because they don't give the 88 to anybody. Like the 88, you have to be proven to
It's a
wear.
tradition, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
it's kind of like Penn
he
State and number
could, yeah,
11.
no doubt.
Like, yeah, so it's like you he like, and that's crazy to say because then that's kind of a foreshadowing when we go over like we'll do a fantasy preview episode too, I think, as far as who he thinks going to be
Yeah,
hot
that
and
would be
everything.
fun.
I think CD is going to go off because of exactly what Prevo said.
Yeah,
I
I
think
for
think
sure.
he goes up for sure.
and he was already going off before he had any like
Yeah,
legit help. So
especially towards the beginning of the season was better,
yeah,
if I
and I
remember
think I
correctly.
mean not I don't think it's a huge step up from Cooks because I actually am a big fan of Cooks anyway. Like that's just me. But
Yeah.
Cooks has
uh
just become more shifty over the years rather
Pickens
than using straight line.
Pickens has
Pickens
the
is still more
more
straight line speed.
the physically you look at him, you look at Cooks and you're like, Cooks is a veteran. He's a good route runner and he'll burn you if you don't watch out.
Yeah.
Pickens, you like, but you look at Cooks though and you're like, but he's like, he's not gonna out jump me. He's not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll stay with him physically, but he's smart. Like that's why Cooks has had such a really good career
Well,
as
and
that
if
number
I'm
two
if
slot
I'm
guy.
the defensive back on Cooks, I'm going, is he running a post or a go? If I'm the
That's exactly.
defensive
But
back on Pickens, I'm going, is he running a post go or am I going to get punched in the head?
that's what I was just about to
Like,
say. So it
it's like,
adds. Well, he's bigger than Cooks. He looks like a receiver that can do some damage
yeah,
with his catching ability and his throwing hands ability. Like he's going to do some
he goes
damage. Like
right to the ball. Goes
literally,
right to the ball.
literally. So I think it's just not that he's going to have a good year. I don't. I think Pickens probably has a good 4 years left in the NFL before he's probably going to be on his fifth year going from team to team, and finally he's like, I'm done.
Or prison.
He did play at Georgia. So but
We don't wish ill on any players, by the way.
No.
final note on the Cowboys though, they do have to play the Giants twice. They'll sneak in a win, maybe two there if they don't split because they always fumble. They're going to lose two to the Eagles. 7.5, that's a good number, and I think this is the year this version of the Cowboys, as far as whatever the heck they're going. I think something major happens to Jones, like either like the Jones family, as whether I'm not saying I don't want Jerry to die.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
what?
some major health risks I think are going to happen because Jerry looks terrible. He just looks old. And I think he's going to get to the point where finally some major health scare is going to happen and it's going to be about time like all the family steps in, puts their foot down, they have a terrible season, Dak gets hurt again or something. I just feel like something terrible is going to happen or they just suck. That's one of the
Do
two
they
things.
sell the team though?
I think it's going to stay in the
No,
family no matter what. It would go to
Yeah,
Jones is
Steven.
giving it to
I
the
believe
oldest
it.
son. Yeah, the son who's already in, like on the board for Dallas.
Yeah,
And stuff.
he's
Yeah.
already doing it.
Yeah. So
I
but
essentially see this season going like last year's Cincinnati Bengals with worse defense, where I feel like the
interesting.
offense will keep the team in shootouts, but the defense does not have enough talent on the back
They
end.
did lose. Yeah, yeah.
I could
We didn't really.
definitely. I actually really like that
Hey,
take. I
but
can
shout
definitely
out
see that.
ECU legend Siobhan Rebel for Chris.
That's right. That's right. That's right. He's going to
Picked
be.
up in the draft.
He might be big. He might be big. He
Yeah.
showed it at ECU, that's for sure. And he's like Richard Sherman type build, but better as far as athleticism and stuff. So he might be good. But what all I'm saying is this: I think it just in the air, it's palpable whether they suck or whether something happens to where I think this version of the Dallas Cowboys that we've had for a decade now is finally going to start. It's okay, night night, time to go to bed.
Yeah.
So
Just hard reset potentially.
yeah, basically something feels. I hope nothing. I hope it's they just suck. I'm not wishing ill will on anybody. It just that's what it feels like to me is that something is going to happen to where they're put to bed. So that's my prediction. So under, I'll say, but everybody else got their picks in. I'm guessing. Are we, Cody? Did you say under or you said over?
I
Didn't
say
you?
over, but just slightly.
Yeah. Okay. Like 8 wins or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
eight
I
and
definitely
nine.
don't think
Eight
they're
and
going over
nine,
either.
barely missing the playoffs or barely missing the wild card or something. That's because
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I don't want to see another week 5. Cowboys have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
See
I
the
kind
week
of want
five
to.
post of all the quarterbacks coming out of their corners, just checking in to see if you're still them boys.
Dude,
Yeah. Those. Yeah. All right. Number two, with plus 220 to win the division, the Washington Commanders win total 9.5. Does Jaden Daniels take the sophomore slump?
I don't necessarily think so. And the main reason I think that is I feel like they upgraded in a lot of their weaker spots, that being
Mm-hmm.
their number two receiver and on the offensive line. So
Yeah,
of course,
absolutely.
as you could probably see in the notes, they had brought in Debo Samuel in a trade. Debo coming off last season was not his most impressive season, let's be honest. But Got to remember he was also fighting with pneumonia for, I believe, 3 months.
Pneumonia literally sticks around for it. They
You
like
don't just have pneumonia and then you're good to go.
the fluid still has to get out of your lungs, and your body
So
still has
he
to
was
get the
trying to
water
play
in.
through that, and that's not fun. So I think him having a full off-season program with the team could lead to success with that, and then getting Laramie Tunsil in the trade as well to man that left side, I feel like is a big upgrade for them on the
I
offensive
like how
line.
he's getting the Luca treatment too about everyone talking
See
nice.
here, that's what. Thank you, Prevo, because I was just about to say this. To where is he getting that treatment just because he did have a bad season? Because he's always been a
Yeah,
big guy. He's
yeah.
always been a
Yeah,
big. He. I don't think he's
he's
actually
built to
gained
make
weight.
he's built to take contact.
He's built for that quick screen, and if a corner gets around that the wide receiver for blocking, if he gets around, he's built to take that hit and keep going.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I so that's why I'm like I don't like the Lucas stuff, and I don't it kind of reminds me of the James Harden stuff, and the like it all kind of rings that bell of like the minute somebody that's built like that starts sucking, are they fat? Like it's like no, like, dude, I'm fat. Like, yeah, that's not fat. Like, I'm fat. Like that's the crazy part
Peak male
is,
athleticism, bro.
yeah, dang
Facts.
right. It's called dad bod. But,
Yeah.
um, okay,
He
thank
doesn't
you. I'm
look any
glad
worse
we're
than Patrick Mahomes, bro.
that's what, dude, and that's the thing is like Patrick Mahomes is solid, dude. Like
Yeah.
that is like
We saw him
he's a
knock Mustafa through the end of the end zone.
dude. That's what I'm saying. So like,
And that ain't a small guy either, bro.
no,
No,
He's a unit.
so thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page about Debo because I think that was a heck of a pickup. I think he's going in focused on a new team, new environment, all the whatever he was dealing with in the locker room, in San Fran, personal life. It's all on the exact opposite coast, and he's all the way on a different coast now. A new team. He's hopefully over the pneumonia stuff. Hopefully no nagging injuries. He was out, so I'd imagine a lot. So he probably had a little bit more rest than he's used to because I think Debo, for the most part, would only miss like 2 or 3 games at most in some seasons, just from
that's
like a
just
hip
his
flexor or
style of
something.
football.
Yeah, exactly, because he's gonna want contact, like, and that's just. But if you're getting a player like Debo Samuel for 14 to 15 games out of the year, and then he's playing everything in the playoffs, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean?
For
So,
sure.
I think the Commanders have a. I'll say this: they didn't lose a lot. Jonathan Allen was kind of the biggest one, I would say, and Fowler and him. That was their big defensive losses. Jeremy Chin was great in certain packages. I think that's nothing against Jeremy Chin on Carolina. I loved him. I hate that we didn't keep him, but he just didn't fit in our new style of defense. And I think Jeremy Chin will be a starter or a very huge, impactful role player wherever. Where did he end up? Where did he go?
He went to Vegas. He's
That's
actually
right.
replacing Trevon Merrick.
That makes yeah. There you go. So I think he'll do good there. I think he's a solid player. Like you said, Lion got better. I think the one thing, and it kind of goes based off of a little bit of what you said for the keys to winning, but I think it's even bigger. Just is Jaden Daniels going to slow down? Our defense is going to figure him out. So that's kind of my key. Is it kind of because they got better everywhere else. So if they don't win the division, is it on? You know what I mean? Jaden Daniels must have had a not bad season, but defenses figure you out, and then you got to develop. You got to add more stuff to your play style, and that's what Jaden's going to figure out. I think this year. So they finished second in my book. Absolutely, I don't think unless the Cowboys do something even more than what Cody was saying, then yeah, I mean maybe Eagles have a Super Bowl slump, Super Bowl hangover, and that's how they
I
get
could see
second.
both. These are the two teams that I could see fighting for the division title. And I think that's
Yeah,
because I think last year the Eagles ran hot for a lot of the season. Same thing with something like the Kansas City Chiefs, where it's just they won a bunch of one-score games. I think
yeah,
this division is going to be a lot more highly contested going
especially
into
from
this
the
year with
bottom.
these
I
two.
think, yeah, yeah,
I feel like Washington, like I had said, that they were able to address a lot of their needs going into this next season. Um, and if they're able to possibly get some more help on the back end with Trey Amos and Marshawn Lattimore and the corner spots, I feel like they might be able to actually do something
yeah.
in this division.
I think they have 10 wins last year getting into the playoffs. They
I
had.
think so.
I think it would be a disappointment because even if it almost goes to say like thinking about all the key additions that they've done to get better, it almost feels like even if Jaden Daniels has a little bit of a second year sophomore slump, I think it's still a disappointment if they don't get at least 10. So I'm going
I
to go
agree.
over, you
Yeah,
know?
I want to say
Over,
over
yeah.
too.
Yeah. Okay. So probably I'm
So,
still saying second though, but 10 I think 10 wins is I think 10 wins you have another good season and go try it in the playoffs again.
so let me
And
ask this: if Jaden has similar stats, or let's just say a slightly worse stats than this past season, are you putting him in the top, what, four, five quarterbacks in the league?
Mm, I don't know.
Because if he puts up very similar stats, I think the only two people that you could like definitively take over him is Lamar and Josh Allen.
Yeah, you would just have to do
those
it
were the
again.
names that were coming to my head as well. Like as far
Everyone
as
else,
people,
you could viably make an argument for Jaden Daniels over
Hmm.
them.
yeah, I think the next best person, especially finally towards the end of the year, we saw his MVP. Like Jalen Hurts also has the ability to air that ball out when he
Yeah.
actually wants to, and be very, very accurate. So it's kind of maybe Jalen. You know what I mean? As far as like if he's having that type of year too.
I can
Um,
see that. I mean, especially when you take into account like the team around them, I would put Jalen Hurts above
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
yeah, I think with the experience now too. I
Like
think there's
if
nothing.
you're putting the weapons that they have into their bag as well, then yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel like Jalen has the better weapons, but Jaden is relied on more.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
it's also
we'll go
we
into that
say
for
this every
fantasy, of
well,
course.
episode, bro. We say this once every episode. Put X in the Eagles and watch what happens. Like
put X running back in Shanahan's offense for
Yeah.
zone running,
yeah,
see what
like
happens. Yeah, it's the same type of yeah. But also, I don't want to take away from Jalen Hurts though, because that MVP season he was having before.
Yeah, no
Um, yeah,
disrespect to him at all.
yeah,
no, not
because
at
like
all.
yeah, it's still I think that's a tough art. But yeah, I mean now if he does better, now we're talking. Now we're talking like, all right, between Josh Allen, Lamar, and Patrick Mahomes,
That
one of y'all got to
it's the
go.
three-headed dragon.
Who's
Yeah,
left?
Except
who's
they're
going?
all three of the scary faces, not the derpy
Yeah,
face inside.
yeah, because even and Jaden Daniels would come into that, and Jaden Daniels could make a top three list this year if he does better. Like and maybe Patrick Mahomes does. I think Lamar continues to. I think Lamar, his entire career, except for maybe his final 2 or 3 years, he will be a top five to top three quarterback in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Last
I
year was
think,
better than his 2019 MVP season.
and he didn't win MVP. Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
I was talking to who would have been our guest. We were talking about that the other day, which is like crazy. So, yeah, with that 8 minute warning, we'll go ahead and
That
I think
random
second.
cloud just went across Prevo's
Yeah, I
screen.
don't know what that was. That was crazy, but I think we have 8 minutes left. I think
Yeah,
that's what that
dude.
means.
Just I'm
But
tingling right now thinking about 8 minutes.
but uh, with plus, whoa, no, sorry guys, minus 135, which is kind of a big jump from second to first with how good the Commanders
Actually,
were.
yeah.
We had the Philadelphia Eagles, reigning Super Bowl champs, win total 11 and a half.
I love it.
Eagles look good
I like
again.
the
I
Eagles,
mean,
bro. I think they're
I
good.
mean,
Can't
like
say anything bad about them.
they
Like,
lost guys, but they replaced them.
They
Roseman,
replaced with more numbers, I feel like, than actual
yeah,
true like star power because
which yeah,
Milton Williams and Josh Sweat on that defensive line are big names that they got to
But here's the
replace.
thing, you can't. It was a dream defense at the Eagles. No, that like where everybody just agrees to take like a little less money and they all can or people still on the rookie deals. It's like but now they got to start actually acting like a real defense where it's like, okay, now they have some stars. They have two or three. And then they have, okay, these are really good role players that we're just going to tire out. Like we have so many of them now, we're going to keep subbing in and out on the line. I mean, and we're going to like make these offensive linemen tired. We're going to be coming at you with fresh faces plus Carter, plus, like it's plus Davis on
That's a
defensive
Carter
formation, like
Davis,
run
Nolan
formations and
Smith.
stuff.
You
Like,
got Zach Bond being able to lead the coverage.
oh,
dude,
rip,
exactly.
man.
So they lost guys. I don't think Slay was a big loss. I don't. I mean, I think he got cooked in that Super Bowl and they still won. Like Slay was nowhere to be found. I think he was nowhere to be found in the playoffs. He wasn't found the second half of the season. He's 34,
Makai
35 years
Becton might
old
be a
for
bigger
a
loss than Slay.
agreed.
Yeah.
Becton came in and turned his whole career around after his stint
And
with the
got
Jets.
Exactly. Like
absolutely
literally
paid
going from
by the
somebody who's
Chargers.
barely played a snap in the NFL to like nearly running an offensive line. Like you watch him
Yeah,
play by play.
well, they shoved him in at left tackle, and all the analysis on him was like, he's a good left tackle for college. You need to put that. He
Like
was
Yeah,
he's a
glossing that
guard. He's
like
built to be a guard.
he's a
right.
guard or right tackle, and they
And
put him at an inside guard, and he killed it.
nearly
I
every
mean,
run play they're talking about him on TV. I mean, you
yeah,
can't like he's
and they just pushed it because he's a huge guy. They were just like, oh, left
right.
tackle,
Well,
left
yeah,
tackle.
that
The
was the
Jets
addition
don't.
that brought him to the largest O line in the league, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
correct.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
so that was a huge loss. But I don't. As far as defensive side, I think they're fine. I think they're like Cody said, it's we're gonna kill you with our stars still because our stars are unstoppable,
yep.
and then we're going to just run you
And
right.
the scariest thing I do feel like with this Eagles
And they have
team,
Saquon.
especially on, yeah, literally they have the guy on the Madden cover. Um, yeah, no Madden curse around here. No, the
It
scariest
hasn't
thing I
been a
was gonna
thing.
say with their defense is the fact that they're all very young.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
And the
With
deals, the accounting, the finance room in Philadelphia is, I don't know, I just watched like a
These guys like
30-minute
Super
video on
Bowls
this.
too.
It is insane, dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's because they're preparing for it because they're actually, dude, my scary prediction that I don't want to happen because I want the NFC to actually open up a little bit and not because the Eagles look like they're about to take the NFC for a while. What the scariest prediction though is like they're planning like Prevo was saying, their accounting department's on it right now with how many contracts that are about to come up. My scary thought is that they're all going to take the hometown deal. You drafted me. We won a Super Bowl. I want more of those. I want more of those Super Bowls. I will take a little less money so you can re-sign Jalen Carter as well with me. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
crazy to me, and that's
why did I
another
think you
thing.
were gonna say something like they were gonna try and go for a Micah Parsons?
I that's what I thought too.
Well, it could
That's what I
Like with
happen.
thought.
They were in the running for Miles Garrett and TJ Watt. They were one of the final like 3 to 2 teams, and they were even like
the
that. I wouldn't
exciting
be
whites
surprised,
add TJ
dude.
Watt to the lineup.
Dude, tell me that Roseman's not going to do some crazy deal mid-season at the trade deadline where
Dude,
he's going to end
they're
up
in like
he's
if
going to
you want
end
to
up
say
with
this,
Go
Max
get TJ Watt
Crosby.
for like a fourth
No,
rounder.
he's going to get Crosby, I think, for chips. Dude, I think Crosby's going to come over because he talks about playing with those guys because he's a dog, just like
Yeah.
everyone
He
else
just signed an
on the.
extension. I don't see that. I don't see that one happening. But
I
that
know,
that
but if
caliber
the
of
Raiders,
player,
that's what I'm. Yeah, something like that, dude. To where, yeah, T.J. Watt is probably the biggest one right now because him and the Steelers do not see eye to eye at all. But I don't know. I think Eagles are pretty quick though. I think they win the division. I think they make a deep run. They probably even maybe they don't. It's so hard
new
repeating
dynasty
as Super
question mark?
Bowl champs. They, dude, they have the potential, but it's like, do you want to go ahead and place that label on them, be knowing how tough it is to
what'd
be
you
a
say,
dynasty in
Cody?
the NFL?
That's a new
Dynasty.
dynasty question mark.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, they're set
What is
up,
it?
bro.
Three for the NFL? It's 3 and 5 years as a dynasty, right?
I
Three and
think so.
five.
Yeah.
Dude, they're set up. I mean, if you want to say like
They
what I
could
was gonna
win
say
this one.
earlier,
There's not like a lot of competition coming out of the NFC. We just went through the whole NFC.
no, not
Is
at
it?
all, not at
And
all.
the AFC is the same talent that they just killed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like, and maybe I don't know who challenges them. Maybe Josh Allen finally is like Super Bowl time, gets in, and maybe that challenges them. But the Bills, we'll get to the Bills too. But did they really get that much better to beat the Eagles in a Super Bowl?
Stay
Like,
tuned.
they could, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Stay tuned on that one. But I mean,
yeah.
it could going back to that. They could, win it last year, win it this year, lose, and then win it again. You know what I mean? I could see that happening, or lose, win it again. Maybe they make it to some NFC championships, lose there. But all that to say, that's our NFC East preview. Um, we'll get some more guests on. We're gonna do the AFC next. We'll make it a surprise for which AFC division we're starting with. I think because I don't even think we really kind of know, but
No,
you'll find out on the
It's
next
all
episode when
no,
we
it's
start
all
talking about
locked
it.
in. We all know everything. We know the schedule. We got
True,
this.
we do know
Yeah.
everything. All of our
But y'all will
takes
find
were,
out later.
yeah, exactly. We're never wrong, as has been proven many
Yeah.
times on this
yeah.
podcast that we're
He
never
said, I
wrong.
am in space. Don't you dare confirm or deny that.
Exactly. But until next time.
So long and keep it average.
Let's go.